What's up guys, and welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Character Profiles. This week we're doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 and we're doing Dennis Mcfield. First up, in the English he's known as Dennis Mcfield. In the Japanese he's known as Dennis Mcfield. His age was never specified in the series, so not too sure. And his anime debut was in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 episode 41, Bracing for Battle. Here are his wins, here are his losses, and here's his duel score. Dennis is an exchange student from the Broadway Institute in New York. He belongs to the Xyz Summon course there. However, in reality, he is in alliance with Duel Academy from the Fusion Dimension. At one point in the series, before his defection, he was also a member of the Lancers. Dennis's appearance is of a cheerful young man with bright curly red hair that hangs down to his chin. He has bright green eyes and a beauty mark below the right eye. He wears a long-sleeved blue shirt with a purple bow tie around his neck, with an orange jacket on top that is missing the right sleeve and is elongated on the left side at the bottom. He is also seen wearing a black glove on his left hand. It is possible that his different sides of clothing is foreshadowing for his eventual double agent reveal, having worked for both the Lancers and Duel Academy. Personality-wise, Dennis is a very well-rounded character. He is a charismatic individual with a sense of humour. However, he is not someone that can't get serious when he needs to be. As an admirer of Yugioh, he runs a deck that seems to mirror his, and duels as a duel-tainer himself, often using entertaining acrobatics during his duels. Despite this, Dennis is not someone who needs to have all the attention to himself, as he does not seem to mind sharing the spotlight with others. A great example was when he sponged some attacks in a duel with Yugioh so that he could do the honours of defeating their rivals, believing it would make a more entertaining finale to the duel. This sense of modesty is also seen after his defeat against Kurosaki, where he forthright admits that he had won. After Dennis is revealed to be associated with Duel Academy, his personality remains largely the same, in a big contrast to Sora, who made a complete 180. He even demonstrates a degree of regret when Halil and Olga encountered him and Yuri, as he knew what Yuri would most likely do to them. However, at the same time, he was very passive, since he made no effort to try to stop him or the Obelisk Force users. He tends to panic when people believe his identity is revealed, becoming defensive of the fact that he uses fusion summoning in a duel, and when he thinks that Reggie Akaba has found him out. Despite this, he was still willing to work with the Lancers in stopping Duel Academy. However, this is most likely in order to keep his cover. Dennis legitimately and truly enjoys being an entertainer, and seems to like spending time with his fellow Lancers. Nevertheless, he is loyal to his Dimension's cause, and despite knowing the consequences, he greenlit the invasion of the Xyz Dimension after discovering Lulu. Despite this, he can be just as cruel and sadistic as several Duel Academy agents. He vowed to destroy Kurosaki slowly before his second duel with him began. He showed noticeable annoyance and anger to Kurosaki for taking off his mask as the duel had progressed. And after being forced into a corner, Dennis reveals his true colours and his usual cheerful tone becomes more maniacal while declaring it a hunting game. Bit of backstory on the character. At some point in the past, before the events of the Duel Academy invasion, Dennis was sent to the Xyz Dimension during the time of peace. There he blended in as a resident of Heartland City, under the guise of a street performer. To his delight, Dennis was able to gather large crowds of people as he entertained. During one of his events, he noticed Lulu Obsidian in the crowd. Knowing she was Duel Academy's target, he used his performage trapeze magician to draw her to him, and he charmed the girl into becoming friends. Though Dennis deeply regretted having to abandon his street performances, he contacted Duel Academy to start the invasion of Heartland, since they now had one of the personas of Rei in sight. After the invasion commenced, Dennis learned the location of the Resistance's base and called in Yuri. He pointed out who Lulu was before retreating, thus allowing Yuri to duel and capture her. At some point while in Heartland, he saw Yusho Sakaki performing dueling, and his desire to become a duel-tainer awoken. He even became one of his students for a time. His first introduction in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 story begins when he enters the Arc League Championship Top 16 tournament. During the Battle Royale, he meets and saves Yugioh from defeat, and this is where the story begins in the series. After his final defeat at the end of the series, he is approached by Yugioh, who says that his duel brought a lot of smiles, and he can bring more if he rejoins the Lancers. Dennis, feeling guilty for his betrayal against the Lancers, refused. However, he remains honourable at the end, fulfilling Kite's demand as well as Rin's location. As per his loss, he cannot return to the Professor, and carries out one last thrilling show by carding himself. Dennis uses a performance deck. The archetype of monsters resemble a mixture of Yugioh and Yugioh's monsters, perhaps a result of his admiration for them. His ace monster is the clearest example of this, as Performage Trapeze Magician is very similar to that of Yugioh's Performpult Sky Magician. Dennis's Performage deck initially focuses on preventing effect damage and swarming the field for the Xyz summon of some of his more powerful monsters, such as Performage Flame Eater and Performage Hat Tricker. His deck also utilizes Ancient Gear monsters and Chaos Ancient Gear Fusion for the fusion summon of Chaos Ancient Gear Giant as a last resort. After the Synchro Dimension, Dennis begins using Performage Pendulum monsters. He also uses cards such as Performage String Figure to aid in fusion summoning without the need for polymerization. All of the monsters included in his deck are Performage Damage Juggler, Flame Eater, Hat Tricker, Stilts Launcher, String Figure, Trick Clown, and Ancient Gear Hunting Hound. The Pendulum monsters Ball Balancer, Bonus Dealer, Bubble Gardener, Candy Craftsman, Cup Tricker, Filmsy Slimmer, Fire Dancer, Magic Tactician, Mirror Conductor, Overlay Juggler, Plush Fire, Reversal Dancer, Water Dancer, Wind Drainer, Wing Sandwich Man. His extra deck consists of Chaos Ancient Gear Giant, Double Ancient Gear Hunting Hound, Performage Trapeze Witch, Triple Ancient Gear Hunting Hound, Ultimate Ancient Gear Hunting Hound, Performage Shadow Maker, Performage Trapeze High Magician, Performage Trapeze Magician. And with that, guys, that's another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Character Profiles done, and another Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 one done. Let me know what you thought of Dennis in the comment section below. What did you think of the character? What did you think of the deck? And don't forget to leave the video a like. Thanks a lot for watching, and catch you later.